It's the Misfits.
Hey everybody, we're back. It is day 10.
Day 10.
And we have a correction to make.
Yes.
Brandon is a little sore.
I had to go to the officiating crew to go
He
run the numbers.
He threw the challenge flag. As we were editing, we discovered that both of us missed a couple of points.
Mm-hmm.
One of the days,
Mostly
he thought
halves.
he missed. We thought we missed it, and we were like, no, we didn't miss it. And I told him we didn't. And then it turned out that he was still wrong because he missed points as well. So Brandon actually is starting off today with a full 3 points.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Which means you still can end at half.
Yeah, this has been hard.
It has. You're regretting your decision to do the style, I think, a little bit. But we're gonna see if he can get up to 4 and still in this season with a 500 record here. So what are we doing today?
So today we're going to be reading from Isaiah 11.
Isaiah 11. And we're doing the whole chapter, which is not that long. And this is another one where it should be pretty obvious as far as the fact that it's Christmas related. Because this is another one that we use every year.
All
It's
right.
just that people don't realize that it's actually Isaiah 11 when we're reading the passage because it's scattered throughout everything else. So,
Okay.
Isaiah chapter 11, fire when ready.
All right. There shall come forth a shoot from the stump of Jesse, and a branch from its roots shall bear fruit. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, and the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, and the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. And his delight shall be in the fear of the Lord. And he shall not judge by what his eyes see, or decide disputes by what his ears hear. But with the righteousness he shall judge the poor, and decide with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall kill the wicked. Righteousness shall be the belt of his waist, and faithfulness the belt of his loins. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the young goat. And the calf and the lion and the fattened calf together, and the little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall graze, and their young shall lie down together. And the lion shall eat straw like the ox. The nursing child shall play over the hole of the cobra, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the adder's den. They shall not hurt or destroy in all holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. In that day, the root of Jesse, who shall stand as a signal for the peoples, of him shall the nations inquire, and his resting place shall be glorious. In that day, the Lord will extend his hand, and yet a second time, to recover the remnant that remains of his people, from Assyria, from Egypt, from Pathros, from Cush, from Elam, from Shinar, from Hamath, and from coastlands of the sea. He will raise a signal for the nations, and will assemble the banished of Israel, and gather the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The journey of Ephraim shall depart, and those who harass Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not be jealous of Judah, and Judah shall not harass Ephraim. But they shall whoop down on the shoulder of the... Completely wrong there.
I was going to say, what translation are you reading that says whoop down?
But they will That's too funny. But they will swoop down on the shoulder of the Philistines in the west, and they shall plunder the people of the east. They shall put out their hand against Edom and Moab, and the Ammonites shall obey them. And the Lord will utterly destroy the tongue of the sea of Egypt, and will wave his hand over the river in his scorching breath, and strike it into 7 channels, and will lead people across it in sandals. And there will be a highway from Assyria for the remnants that remained of his people, as there was for Israel, when they came up from the land of Egypt.
All right, so this one should be somewhat easy. And it's one that you have guessed multiple times over the past 9 days.
Great. This is why I need a list running of the ones
of all the ones that you've guessed that were wrong. Yeah.
No, of the ones that have been right. Well, that I haven't gotten right, but the answers.
Yes. So this is one you've been guessing a lot. And if you stop and think about the lyrics and what you just read, it actually becomes very, very obvious. And has nothing to do with whooping down on God's enemies. Just think through, what do we got happening here?
Sorry, I'm running through the song in my head.
What do we got happening here? We've got
so we'll start at the beginning here.
We
have
the Christmas part that we read all the time is this first couple of verses, right?
Mm-hmm.
A shoot will grow from the stump of Jesse, branch from his roots will bear fruit. Obviously, that's talking about
it's children. Well, I don't know
who's the root, or who is it that the shoot of Jesse? It is
Jacob,
Jesus, right? Jesus is the one that is rising up. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him. He will go forth and he will rescue the people, right? Israel is going to be regathered. And because they are going to gather around the root of Jesse, the king will be back on his throne.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, the nations will be blessed and there will be peace. What psalm are we dealing with here?
That is the ultimate question.
I can't go any further without giving you the answer. So that's why I'm trying to help push you forward. Like I said, this is the one you've been guessing multiple times.
I know, and I'm going to be so mad as soon as you say it because now I'm not remembering it. Emmanuel. Why am I forgetting the name of the song? O Come, Emmanuel.
There it is. Yes, this is O Come, Emmanuel. Yes.
If it makes you feel better, that was the lyrics of the song that were running through my head, and then I was like, "What now?" Now that I'm struggling, what is the name of the song? So,
well, I mean, it's the first line of the psalm, so that should have been the hint. But yeah, it's O Come, Emmanuel, because, like we said, O Come, Emmanuel is a prophecy about the rescuing of Israel from oppression, right? They're in exile. The Messiah is coming. God with us is coming. And it literally says in one of the verses, "Oh, come now, shoot of Jesse's tree," which is exactly the phrasing that Isaiah uses here. With the entire hope being that when the actual shoot of Jesse's tree arrives, that all nations will be blessed by it and we will have peace on earth. Now, this hymn specifically is a Latin hymn that we don't know who wrote. It was written back in the 1860s. So again, Civil War era, but in Latin, and we don't know who wrote it, and it was not written in the U.S. It was written somewhere else. But it's dealing with, again, the same sort of themes that we see with a lot of these 1860 recreation hymns.
Yeah.
Because the Civil War in the U.S., to end oppression, quote unquote, we know how that turned out, end oppression had major ripple effects everywhere because we're the last major nation on earth to try to do this. It's also as we're getting ready to empire and everything else, which is another discussion. But that theme is carried out in multiple different hymns and multiple different places where they're written here or they're written somewhere else and rewritten here. This one specifically is just been considered to be an Advent hymn. They think that they can trace it back much further than 1860. It technically is actually published in 1860 for the first time. There are multiple versions of it. All of them, though, deal with the same theme of the Messiah is coming and we are awaiting him, which is why it's an Advent carol. Technically, this isn't even a Christmas carol. It's an Advent carol, but we're going to take it as an Advent carol, and you should be glad that we're taking it as a Christmas carol.
Because I get a point.
Because you get your point. So you're now at 4 points.
There we go.
Look at that. You came in
40%.
You came in today thinking that you were going to be at 2 points, and now you're at 4.
Wow, what a day.
What a day. So You still have a chance at 6. See how tomorrow goes. We will see how it goes when we see you tomorrow.